I see the world as a much more local place, but each local place is integrated with its neighbour. And that means that there's more walking, more cycling, where there's less reliance on the private car and much more on public transport. The obstacles planners face in their day-to-day role in tackling climate change and the climate emergency is actually one of resources and training. It's probably not a well-known fact that local government financing for planning services has fallen by 43% from 2009 to 2021. So we can see that planners are being asked to do more and more with less and less, and asking them to incorporate technical issues revolving around climate change is actually the biggest single obstacle to them supporting climate change initiatives, because they are not having proper training and there isn't enough of them to be able to do it. For planners to realise their potential role in dealing with the problem, there are a number of strands that need to come together apart from the resourcing and training issues. For example, aligning transport planning with spatial planning, land use planning. They all need to be brought together in order to ensure that we have urban and rural areas that are actually making it possible for people to live without the use of the private car. The RTPI has recently published, in association with the Town and Country Planning Association, a very, very useful document about the climate crisis. And it's called The Climate Crisis, a guide to local planning authorities for planning for climate change. That goes through a lot of technical issues associated with what needs to be done in order to achieve our net zero targets. But the problem is that they're not comprehensive. Local authorities aren't working together. What we should have is a national framework, and then that national framework sets the scene for where local plans and neighbourhood plans and other smaller plans can fit in to all achieving our net zero targets. What tools do we need in order to be able to play our part in achieving our carbon reduction targets? That is not an easy question, partly because at the moment you have so many different strategies and policies, and they're contained in so many different places. It's very difficult to be seen holistically. Everything should be pulled together into one document, and that document should be the local plan. But in order to achieve that, we need strong leadership, strong political leadership at national and local government level. In terms of climate adaptation, it's how do we make cities more resilient? In terms of climate mitigation, we need to be looking at new development and how that can mitigate its impact on the environment. And planners need the necessary training in order to be able to fulfil their role in this very important challenge, not just for this country, but for the whole world.